Scrivener. I'm the founder and Chief Operating Officer of Snapshot Interactive.
My name is Ben Rigsby. I'm a partner here at Snapshot Interactive, and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
My name is Bart Mackey. I'm the General Manager here at Snapshot Interactive, and I'm from a little town called Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
We live in a very dynamic industry, right? I mean, everything we do is fast-paced, it's changing all the time. Align Software is a great opportunity for us to come together every single day in a digital platform where we can access it on mobile, on iPads, on computers, across the board, and understand everybody and what their snapshot is, what they're doing, where their focus is, and how we can better row in the same direction.
It's been really a game changer to keep the goals that we set every quarter in front of us.
I use the tool Align to not only establish what my priorities are, but to establish each step along the way to accomplish that priority with a by-when date. And we also use the Align software to outline our I will for the day, which we share at huddles.
Those decisions that we make in any split instance have ripple effects, and so allowing ourselves to come together, to go through the workshops, to have that accountability with Align software allows us to make better informed decisions, see it working over time, so it's not emotional decisions, it's decisions based off proven track records and off numbers. Total alignment. I mean, it's insane to look back 3 years ago and think there's no way we can achieve this. And when we put metrics to it, when we put accountability to it, when we put visibility to it through the Align software, it's amazing how many people rally around that and are able to create what you thought was impossible to create.
In a leadership role in an organization, I'm allowed to own a process, own a large project, but also give each person on the team a piece of the process and be able to manage it with the Align software.
We've been using Petra about 4 years now. We've been in business for 5, and we started it after about 8 to 9 months of being in business, when we knew that we had just a small chance of being successful in business. That's when we said, hey, we need to get an executive coach.
We had been in business for roughly a year, and so we had come from CJ Advertising of understanding and learning the Rockefeller habits, which is what Petra is kind of based on. And so I remember Andy sitting there in Mark's kitchen, at Mark's kitchen table with him and I, and saying, boys, if you don't put a number to it, if you can't track it, you're never going to hit it. And I remember that day signing up for what I thought was an insurmountable goal, and over the 3 years, we've exceeded that goal.
When I started at Snapshot, the Petra process was amazing to see the input that we were all allowed to have and the buy-in from all the team members. The Rockefeller habits are a living, breathing process. They're a living, breathing tool within the Snapshot organization. Everyone is accountable. Everyone knows where we are. We're all implementing and living them and realigning our days, realigning our quarters. We want to not only say what we're going to get done, but actually have a process to implement what needs to be completed.
The difference I see in myself is the difference that anybody that's held accountable sees. It's saying you're going to do something and then actually being held accountable through your peers and through your colleagues to get it done. And knowing that the things you say you're going to get done are truly the best things you could be spending your time on that are going to move the business forward. And having that accountability through the people that you work with on a day-to-day basis just forces you to get it done.
The Petra process has allowed me to not only own large rocks that needed to be broken down, own issues within the company, and also work as a team.
As a leader in any business, I mean, you're expected to give a little bit of vision into the company. You're expected to set a strategic direction. What I've found that Petra has really helped me is to hold me accountable for the things that I say I'm going to do. I actually put a lot more focus in accomplishing those things, and I come in every day focused on the most important priority of the day, and by the end of the day, I'm checking that thing off my list, probably with about 3 other things that if I just didn't have this process in place, I'd just come to work, I'd come in, clock in, and I'd go and I'd clock out every day. And this is a process that helps hold you accountable to do what you say you're going to do.
On the DISC profile, I'm an S, so naturally my instinct is, hey, you want it? I'm going to give it to you for free. No problem. Absolutely. How can I help you get there? Yes, yes, yes. And so as a business leader, I have tried to learn how to make the decisions of saying no, of holding myself accountable to the expectations that are being set before me. I can't take on everything, and if I take on everything, then I'm going to fail for the people that matter most.
My behaviors have changed a little bit in just the insane focus that I have on where we're heading as a company. You know, early on when we talked about launching our first market, you know, we had people within the organization that said, hey, you know, there's no way we could do that. There's, you know, it's too big of a goal. It's going to take a focus away from where we're heading. And if we wouldn't have put it on a list and we wouldn't have put it on a chart to track, we would have never accomplished launching a second market in St. Louis. And so the funny thing about that is those people that made those comments, they really didn't believe in where we were heading with the Rockefeller Habits or where we were heading with Petra Coaching. And the interesting thing is none of them are still around. But the people that are around are fully engaged in, hey, we've already seen we can accomplish another market. Let's look at the next 2 markets that we need to go into.
So everybody that works in our shop, the people that I work with day in day, I mean, they're putting their trust, their family's trust in our hands. And so we have to make incredibly responsible decisions, which are much different than when we were 2 people large, and now we're about 30 people large.
Petra process really helps us with transparency in that we hold ourselves accountable to the things we say we're going to do, right? Every person within the organization has a list of goals for themselves that they have to accomplish every quarter. Our company has 5 typically key goals that we're going to accomplish as a company every quarter. And normally we always do. And so it helps from a level of accountability of talking about those goals that you have set for yourself, talking about the goals that we have set for the company, as well as being transparent in that all of the employees within our company know where we're at financially. They know how much profit, how much loss we have as a company. They know what areas are struggling financially, what areas are doing really well. And so it just having that open transparency to what we do, we think is really key to where we're heading in the future.
As a general manager in an organization, I have the pleasure to interview all that come on staff, review the Petra process, tell them how we get things done. It's a huge aha moment for everyone that we interview. They want to be part of the organization. They see that they add value. They see that they're asked to succeed. We're all given stretch goals. I get excited, I get goosebumps when I talk to them. I get enthusiastic that, hey, look, you can be a part of this organization if you commit 100%. And so that's a huge part of the interview process to allow us to bring on the best talent.
At Snapshot, one of the best selling things that we have from a recruitment standpoint is Petra. It is the align. When we're going through the recruiting process or the interview process and we start talking about our quarterly sessions and here's what we do every single morning with the huddles and the rhythm, there is just this light that turns on to these people. Oh my gosh, they're truly transparent. I can help craft what this company is going to become. And that's a very powerful thing for any new person coming into the organization. And then we've got some really senior guys that are really leading this organization forward. It's not Mark or myself. We're not the smartest people in that room. And so seeing these people make decisions and for the entire company to back it is very powerful. So going through the DISC profile allowed us all to have a better understanding of personalities. And I'm a big believer in intuition and personalities, and how you talk to one person can be understood by that person very differently than the person beside you. And so having that open conversation with our team, knowing that, hey, Craig is X and Bart is Y, that's been very helpful for our communication standards.
Beyond just the goal setting and setting a strategic vision of where we want to go, what I've really seen the Petra process help out with is just employee ownership. I mean, everybody in the company feels like they are a part of where we're heading. They help us set the strategic direction. They help us set goals. They set goals sometimes that I think are much bigger than we should set, and they end up hitting them. And so it's just gave a whole level of ownership to our entire team, and it's been really rewarding to see not just myself and Ben, my business partner, grow, but our entire team grow and hit goals that we never thought would be possible.
One of the hardest things for me going through this process was sharing financial data with everybody on the team. And it's not in the sense that one may think, it's in the sense of if we do really bad one month, how many people is that going to freak out? Is that going to cause mass exodus? What is that going to do to the team? And it's, yeah, we have the good months and that's awesome. We want to share those numbers. But when we have the bad months, my natural instinct is I want to hide those numbers and make sure nobody freaks out. Everybody understands it's going to be okay. And so going through the process, understanding that I don't have to shoulder that burden on my own, and Mark doesn't have to either, that we do have very strong people around us that can handle those numbers on the good months as well as on the great months, or on the bad months as well as on the great months. And so being able to share the burden of responsibility with the people on our team has been very powerful.
We got our entire team engaged in the Petra process through just doing the little things, and creating a culture is about taking it one step at a time. And so early on we did just huddles every day, and so when we refined the huddle, we felt like we perfected the huddle. Then we started inviting all of our team to the strategic planning sessions once a quarter. We got them engaged in that. We had them set goals for themselves, and so that has really helped out a lot in keeping the team engaged in where we're heading. We talk about it every week. We talk about it every day in huddle.
When we started the business, we started solving a need in the marketplace, undercutting the market and trying to get in there fast and quick, and then being incredibly sticky to our clients so that they would never see us go. Over time, we've realized that while that's great, there's a lot of opportunity for the bigger clients, the more shiny jobs, so to speak. And so as we continue to bring in talent into our shop, those guys want to focus, those guys and girls want to focus on, the Nikes of the world, the huge brands. We want to go get one of those, bring it into our shop and do work with them. And so it's been an interesting balance between creative tackling and business tackling, because it's the difference between taking a shotgun and shooting at a tree versus taking a rifle and shooting something 30,000 feet in the air. It is a different mindset, and it's a different struggle to go through. And so keeping the team balanced with, yes, let's go get those big clients, but let's stay focused on the core business has been a I don't want to say a struggle, but it has been a challenge that we've talked through. And what's great about our team is that we can have those open conversations through the quarterly sessions, the daily rhythms, and we get that information out there. And so we can craft it in a way to where we're going and conquering the creative dreams, but we're also doing it in a responsible way.